Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2.
I'm gonna do one more video for y'all and for Instagram too,
And then we're gonna call it a night. Alright?
Okay, Instagrammers, I'm back. I'm not gonna do anything fancy outside of put on these gloves. I'm going to do some comma stuff and a little bit of working out with the commas, the training commas, and hopefully, you might see something you like, you might not. My hands are cold, so this is the last video outside for both Kung Fu Havoc 2 and Instagram. Alright? They didn't come in yellow. White's one of my favorite colors. Yellow, white, gray, red, sometimes green on a good day. So these are training commas. Your do's and your don'ts. That's a don't. This is a do. And I gotta empty my pockets. I'm gonna do any motions. I need my pockets at least slightly empty. Alright. So the thing about commas. Alright, now remember, these were Chinese garden tools for the original ninjutsu. But they became weapons, and then everything that was a weapon in China was multiplied in Japan, including the original ninjutsu skills. And this is where the rumor came where you had to live 20 years in Japan to be a full-fledged ninja. I don't agree with that because I'm 47 and I don't want to be a ninja when I'm 80. If you know the basics of ninjutsu, there's really simple shit. I mean, it really is. So, as your example, let me turn these up so that you can see, or better yet, let me turn this way. Alright, so without turning my head, this blade over here, I can see that. This blade over here, I can see that, with eyes only. When I turn my head, if you're a ninja, you're not going to be right here when I turn my head left. You're going to be over here. When I'm over here looking at this, you're over here. And this is how you assassinate me. Because, sorry, had to make sure I wasn't standing in crap. Because in ninjutsu, it works on invisibility, which humans can't really turn invisible, so you have to work on how this works. See, I have shadows right here. So I can see you in my shadow. Because you can see the shadows on the shed there, it's on the car, it's on the ground. So I would be able to see you. So in ninjutsu, the first thing you would do is you take out the lights. You'd also have crickets in your pocket to mask the sound of you crunching through the grass and the ground. Really simple shit. Now, I'm going to go back to facing this way really quickly so I can show you. Alright, so down here, if I'm over here looking this way, this is not where you're going to be. You're going to be over here. So when I turn to the left, you'll stand up and cut my throat. If I'm over here, you're over here. If I'm looking over this way. When I turn to the right, you'll cut my throat. Now, these were garden tools, accessible and available for the protectors of the kingdom, who looked like they were basically peasants. But they were not peasants, they were the elite. They were not terracotta warriors, but they were just as good, if not better, in their training. Ninjutsu is the art of invisibility. It is the art of blending in. So if you haven't taken old school ninjutsu, not the new phase shit that you young people are doing now, but old school ninjutsu, where you work on how you sneak in, how you get in from the shadows. Your opponent is looking to the right, you come in from the left. Low and high, gut, one across the throat, one across the back of the leg. Now, you probably want to cut the throat first because it muffles the sound. I probably shouldn't be teaching that shit. But anyway, now, so ninjutsu also has a lot of scaling and climbing. So, and these things also used to be able to prick into the walls of the homes in China so that they could actually use them. Now, I don't have a job, I'm not a historian. These are some of the things that you are taught when you are taught old school ninjutsu, not Yoshida Kim's ninjutsu. I don't know if he's still alive. Now the thing about weapons. Your best weapon, your only true weapon in ninjutsu, is your knowledge of the land and the environment in which you are in. Your weapons are secondary, because the first thing you have to learn how to kill with is your hands and feet. So if you're not good with your hands and feet, having weapons is pointless if you're not good with your hands and feet, because you need your hands to operate certain weapons. You need your feet to operate other weapons, as in the claws, so that you climb up mountains and trees and other things, and then there's rope. I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry, there's some shit going on in the park. Are y'all done? Oh, it's bikers. Biker mice from Mars. Da-na, biker mice from Mars. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Biker mice from Mars. Da-na, biker mice from Mars. Bikers are in my park messing up my video. Yeah. Okay, so that was fun. And Biker Mice from Mars is a pretty good cartoon. Your blocks and strikes. Alright? So block low, block high, block low and high. Other way, block low and block high. And now your strikes. Boom, 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 boom. So you're gonna block and you're gonna strike, you're gonna go across the gut. You're gonna block and you're gonna strike, you're gonna go across the gut. You're gonna block a low and go across the throat. In ninjutsu, you're just gonna sneak up behind people. In the back. Boom. In the back. So you understand how these things work. So when you're driving a karma through someone's back, 9 times out of 10, you covered their mouth. So you had one comma. Say boom, but you're covering their mouth. And in that way, it muffles the scream when you're taking their life. Instagram has paused. Don't do that. Now, you're going to strike, and you're going to strike, and you're going to strike. Double strike, double strike. Double block, double block. Now, in case you haven't been taught proper central line blocking for martial arts, here's where you get your free lesson. They teach you day one, first one, no matter what martial art class you take, that your central line is your lifeline. So the center of your body, from the top of your head all the way around through and back to the top of your head, is your protective chi line. Not chi as a superpower, but you know, your chi line. So that's why all your blocks are either out or up and down. So karate, you know, regular fighting, you know, block, 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 block. You know, you get the gist. There's like maybe 20 blocks that you can use. But when you have weapons in your hand, your 20 blocks is limited, because you don't want to impale yourself by accident by trying to block this way, and you might wind up gutting something. So you have to be very careful with how you block. Boom, that's a double. Boom, that's a double. Now, how do you convert your double into a strike? Boom, that's the closest blade. Because if you're holding one of their weapons up and they don't have but one, you're free. So block, now you strike. You know, block, strike. That was probably incorrect, but you know, you get the point. Boom, this is the closest one. Boom, this is the closest one. But that's keeping this from being at me. Alright? So you want to keep one of their weapon at bay, and then you want to gut. Anytime you have to do a double weapon, it's always going to be extra work. Understand that. You want to do double katanas, or kamas, or sais, or butterfly sabers. That's extra work for you. So you need to have great hand-eye coordination. Great hand-eye coordination is very important for every martial art that you do. You don't want to click your own weapons. So when you guys see me bust my lightsabers up, it's because I have great hand-eye coordination, but they're actually longer than they were supposed to be. But that's cool. I'm okay with having longer weapons, because that just gives me longer range to keep me from getting hurt. Understand? But if you're going to do double katanas, you got to be careful, because just like the butterfly knives and just like the kamas, you can impale yourself and you can take out your own hand. So for beginners, I suggest 1 comma, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, you know. And then work with your weak hand first. Block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike. Because your weak hand, your strong hand will compensate. Boom, 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 boom. You know, boom, boom, boom. So, never try to let your dominant hand continue to be your dominant hand. Whatever martial art you do, make sure that your weak hand becomes your dominant hand. So that way, you'll be well-rounded. Your right hand, if you're right-handed, which most of the world is, it will compensate. It will catch up with this hand. This hand, you have to put more training into it. So, see how they work exactly the same? Versus now, both hands together. Never clicked each other once. Not like when I do those lightsabers. That being said, this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. And for Instagram, thanks for watching. I'm cold as hell and I'm getting a little hungry. So I'm going to go get me something to eat now. Be seeing you. I'm going to post these in like the next 15 minutes. If I can actually stop it. Without having to take off the glove. Which is an epic fail. Thanks for watching.